Hello from the small window on your screen. This is Adam Turtletaub from the Society of Corporate Compliance and Ethics. Joining me today from London is Simon Webley of the Institute of Business Ethics. Simon will be one of the speakers at the 2015 European Compliance and Ethics Institute, which will be taking place March 29th through April 1st in London. Simon, first, thank you for joining us today and agreeing to speak at the European Compliance and Ethics Institute.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, you're going to be talking about the idea of, are there ethical norms across countries, across cultures? What are you finding in terms of what is, in fact, in common between countries and cultures?
Well, we constantly hear at the Institute of Business Ethics that there is a hold-up when you begin to negotiate either as a supplier or joint venture partner in some countries of the world where the basic value systems are different from your home country one. And I had a look at this and to see if there was a common norm, a common value norm of which you could then base a discussion on leading to an agreement for this. And I have found one that's in common in pretty well every culture in the world. And that's the one which we'll be examining and talking about at the conference.
Sounds, earth-shattering in terms of what people's expectations are, which actually leads me to the question is, why do you think so many people think there are differences when, in fact, there is this commonality?
Well, it's just the way that they do business is different in some cultures to others, and you can't make assumptions about them. And it's particularly around the areas of gifts and hospitality and other types of incentive to do business, which we, particularly in the UK, US, in the West, feel is wrong and is against our codes of business ethics. So if you're going to have a discussion, you've got to try and find a common basis for that discussion, and in value terms. And then once you've got the conversation going, you can agree the basis of the contract from the values point of view and get on with it. And the main motivation in this is that some of the poorest parts of the world where people are very poor and unemployment is very high are exactly those areas where they have often something to offer, but they can't get that connection right between those more advanced economies. So you've got to start the conversation somewhere, and one of them is to use the common value basis. And this should help to relieve poverty much more quickly than if we just confine our sort of commercial relationships with those we know and have the same value basis and so on.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And so what, one of the things you talk about is the whole gifts gratuities issue that, that we're increasingly finding barriers to giving gifts. First a lot of it was self-imposed by organizations, then a lot was driven by anti-corruption legislation, whether it was the FCPA or the UK Bribery Act. Yeah. Are there other techniques for sort of overcoming these barriers in addition to finding the norms? You're finding that people can get through them a lot easier than they might think?
Well, it's proven quite difficult in some places. Most of the larger organizations present the person they're trying to do business with their own code of business ethics and saying, this is how we do our code, this is how we do business, and if you please sign up to this and we'll know that you're conform. The answer is they don't start from that beginning. So you need to start from a values base, trust being the key thing, and build up from there, and then get a joint agreement. And it's normally based on, as I say, a core value of some sort or another. It's an area which there's been some research on, but it's not been generally used in the main things like the UN Global Compact or the OECD guidance. But they are there at least, and you can build on them. And if we can add these common value to them, that would be great, in my opinion.
Sounds great, and sounds very intriguing. I'm very much looking forward to it. So thank you again for giving this preview of what you'll be addressing, and we look forward to seeing you in London March 29th through April 1st for the April 1st through for the European Compliance and Ethics Institute. Thank you, Simon, for joining us. Thank all of you for watching. I'm Adam Turtletaub from the Society of Corporate Compliance and Ethics, and look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you.